This week asked something different of me. Not more effort, not more clarity, not more momentum. It asked me to soften, and I didn't realize how much I needed that invitation until I actually slowed down enough to hear it. There's a way the body tells the truth long before the mind catches up, a way the breath reveals what the calendar tries to hide. So today I want to talk about the shape of a slower week, not as a productivity hack, not as a retreat from responsibility, but as a way of returning to yourself. Because sometimes the most honest thing we can do is let the pace shift. I noticed it first in the mornings. The way the light came in a little softer, the way my shoulders settled sooner, the way my thoughts didn't rush to fill the space. It wasn't that I had less to do. It was that I stopped trying to outrun myself. There's a quiet kind of clarity that arrives when you let yourself move at the speed of your breath instead of the speed of your expectations. And once you feel it, it's impossible to pretend you don't know better. This week, I let myself listen, and the listening changed everything. Softness has a shape. It's not passive. It's not lazy. It's not avoidance. It's presence. It's the moment you realize you don't have to brace for the next thing. It's the moment you stop performing urgency. It's the moment you let your nervous system exhale. And when you do, the world feels different. The ordinary moments, making tea, opening your laptop, stepping outside, they widen. They become places where you can actually hear yourself think, places where you can feel your own edges again. Slowness reveals what's been asking for your attention all along. There's always a conversation happening underneath the surface. The part of you that wants to keep going, the part of you that's quietly asking for a pause. Most of us are trained to listen to the first voice, the one that says, push through, keep up, don't fall behind. But the second voice, that's the one that knows what you actually need. This week, I let that second voice speak a little louder. And it didn't ask for anything dramatic. It didn't ask for a full reset or a disappearing act. It asked for gentler transitions, for more breath between tasks, for a little more honesty about what was actually possible. Sometimes slowing down is just telling the truth. One of the things I've been learning slowly, stubbornly, is that the body has its own pace, and it's usually wiser than the one my mind tries to impose. My mind says, do more, move faster, get ahead. My body says, be here, feel this, let it land. This week, I let my body lead. And what surprised me was how much more grounded I felt, how much more present, how much more capable. Slowness didn't make me less productive. It made me more human. And that felt like a relief. So if I had to describe the shape of this week, it would be something like a widening, a softening, a loosening of the grip. It was a week that didn't demand urgency, a week that didn't ask me to prove anything, a week that let me return to myself without apology. And I think we all need weeks like that, not as an exception, but as a rhythm, a reminder that we're allowed to move differently, that we don't have to earn our rest, that slowness can be a form of wisdom. So if you're listening to this and feeling stretched thin or rushed, or like you've been moving at a pace that doesn't feel like yours, consider this your invitation, not to stop everything, not to abandon your responsibilities, but to soften the edges, to let one moment be slower than you think it should be, to breathe before you respond, to choose presence over performance, to let your body set the pace for once. You don't have to overhaul your life to feel different. Sometimes you just have to move 1 degree slower. This week reminded me that slowness isn't retreat, it's recalibration. It's the moment you come back into alignment with yourself, the moment you stop rushing past your own life, the moment you remember that you're allowed to feel the day as it's happening. If you've been craving a gentler rhythm, you're not alone. There's a room for you here. And if this reflection resonated, I'd love to have you inside my Sunday letter, a quiet place to land each week, a space for breath, ritual, and returning to yourself. Or join me for my upcoming virtual circle on March 8th. See the details in the description. But for now, let this be enough. Let this be the moment you soften.